Hi, this is Runa, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey, Dawn. Welcome to the Changemakers podcast all the way from Australia.
Yes, all the way from Australia. How are you, Runa?
Oh, I am so good. I'm so energetic after my trip rolling around Iceland. And I'm so excited actually to have this conversation with you, Dawn, because you are an expert on pain. And on our trip, we're three middle-aged women. We joked about it before we left. We said one has a bad knee, one has a balance problem, and one is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And that's how we started the rolling. All things that we've never said, never told which one is which. But after 14 days rolling around Iceland, we came back. One actually had a broken arm. She broke her arm on the way. And one had a terrible, actually her back got stuck. And however, all three of us finished the trip. And there was pain. There was pain in there. But there's something about that pain that was so interesting to see how they could overcome it. And that's what I want to know from you. Mm-hmm. About this thing that is painful and how we're dealing with it and how can we overcome it. And so, Dawn, tell us about pain.
Okay. Pain is really, really interesting. I actually became a geek after I was a chronic pain sufferer and addicted to painkillers. And the traditional way of dealing with pain in the Western society is take a painkiller, have an operation. And I'd done both. And I was worse than I was before I did both. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? So I started researching everything. And that's why I've become an expert, because I've reversed my own, I've healed my body, and now I've set up pain clinics and teach other people how to do it. So what happens is, when you're in pain for a period of time, say about 3 months, you actually completely rewire your brain in that time.
Wow.
So no matter what you have done, it's probably not going to work. And if it does work, it's probably placebo effect. That you believe in it so much that it's going to work, that it works.
Wow.
Just let that digest right there. Yeah. And when I started looking at this, I started to notice small things of how I was making my pain worse, or how I was amplifying it, how I was exaggerating it, how I was preempting it. The first thing that I noticed was, as soon as I get up in the morning, I'd say, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. I slowed it down that much, I realized that I didn't even have pain when I was saying it.
Wow. It was more like just a habit?
It was more like I knew to expect pain. Yeah. So I was expecting pain earlier and earlier and earlier. Wow. So I created the pain. So what was happening when I started to unfold all of this, and I created the neural alignment method, which teaches people how to rewire their brain so they don't need to suffer through it. Yeah. I noticed that when you start to anticipate the pain, you create beliefs that you're in pain all of the time. So then what happens is your nervous system goes into the fight or flight response. Mm-hmm. So then what happens with the fight or flight response? You create all these beliefs to keep you there. You go, yep, I'm in pain. I've got pain all the time. The pain's getting worse. Painkillers aren't working. So you've got this new language pattern going on. Yeah. Which then rewires your nervous system. So your nervous system goes, oh my God, life is just pain. It's horrendous. It's horrible. And you're functioning from this fight or flight response. Taking it even deeper than that. You're functioning from the fight or flight response. You become addicted to the adrenaline, the cortisol coursing through your veins. So you want more and more of it. So you create more and more beliefs around it. Then it's unbelievable. And then what happens is, when you're functioning from the fight or flight response, which is called the sympathetic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is split up into two parts. So imagine automatic nervous system. Automatically goes rest and digest, fight or flight. So you're in this fight or flight, and then what happens is your nervous system's only functioning at 20%.
Wow.
Therefore, your immune system is suppressed.
Yeah, of course.
If your immune system is suppressed, how on earth is your body supposed to heal and repair? Yeah. So your nervous system is like frayed wire. So it's hypersensitive. So you're getting more pain through a hypersensitive nervous system because it's not healing and repairing. You're not improving because your immune system is suppressed. You've then become addicted to the cortisol. Then what happens is there is a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. So Runa, you know have you ever had that where you bought a car and you look around and everybody's got the car?
Yeah.
That's a reticular activating system. You've programmed a part of your brain to say, whenever I see that car, show me.
Yeah.
So we end up programming our reticular activating system every time there is pain and suffering, show me it.
Wow.
So there you go.
Really the same thing, wherever you put your attention on, that grows.
And it completely rewires your brain.
So I've been working quite a bit in using Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, which is really all about rewiring your brain and balancing your energy centers and I have read and talked to people and actually seen people and that couldn't walk, they could walk after changing that. So that is meditation. What are the things that you are using and helping your clients?
Yeah, so meditation is a place that you want to get to. Meditation is extremely difficult when you're in pain. It's hard to concentrate. You're bombarded by thoughts. So there's pathways that you need to take before you get to that.
Yeah.
So you're aiming to get to meditation. Start with 2 or 3 minutes twice a day, which I'll give you as a free gift to your listeners. The first meditation that I give to people in my pain clinics, 2 or 3 minutes twice a day. Very easy, simple. You just follow what I say. Completely rewires your brain.
Yeah.
So that's the first step.
That would be pretty good to start 2 or 3 minutes twice a day. I mean, yeah.
That's right. It starts with the small, and it starts with the guided meditations until eventually you can take yourself into these deep meditations on your own, or listen to Joe Dispenza for half an hour to 1 hour, because his meditations are pretty long.
They are pretty long, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just too much in the beginning. We have this expectation of ourselves, and then we go, I'm a failure because I can't lay there and listen to this.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, I agree. Starting with these baby steps are definitely the way to do it. And are you doing this online? So you're doing this with clients all over the world, or? Yeah.
So I've got clients all over the world, and I take them through a process. And the process, the first thing is, I'm not too sure what it's like where you're from, Runa. Where I'm from in England originally, everything's paid for. Everything medical, everything health is covered. You don't have to pay for anything. And with that paradigm and with that entrenchment, I believe deeply that we give the responsibility of our health over to the government.
Yeah.
You have to reclaim that back, because that's where your power is. The only thing that you have control over in this world, Runa, is your health. You don't have it over anything else but your health. That is it. So if you've given that to someone else, then this is why we're constantly looking out to control things, constantly looking out for safety and security, when really if we channel all that on our health, then we're not looking out for other things to help us and guide us. We then connect with our body and we start to heal and repair. But we've lost this wisdom because we've had our power taken away from us. The doctor knows best.
Yeah. That box, and I agree with you when. But this, and what is so interesting, I find it so interesting, is how all of this is kind of like happening, and you're not aware of it. It's like it just underneath something, and it's underneath the surface, and all this thing about waking up and understanding your own inner power, and understanding that there are things that you as an individual can do. And just that feeling of self-empowerment when you see that those 2-3 minutes twice a day that you are giving yourself, that is then taking you back into claiming your power. It's just, all I feel is liberation when I think about that. It's just that liberation of being able to not being so powerless. So yeah, exactly. So if you could give our listeners like a little setup of what do they need to do next? Where should they go? Which website? What do they need to do next to unleash their pain?
Yeah, I will send you a link, and they click on the link, and that'll take them where they can download the free mini program, where that's going to give you a meditation. It's going to give you a short video of the science behind it. It's heavily backed by science, is this meditation. It's not just something I've created. It's had 35 years of research, this particular meditation, as well as a little diary, just to notice the changes within your body. That's the first step, because there what you're saying is, I'm taking responsibility for my health. My health is my power, and I'm going to own this. And it takes small steps, Runa, just like you said, twice a day, 3-minute meditation will change your life, because you'll start to feel different. You'll start to feel that, you know what, I'm in control of my emotions now. Our emotions are just the way to guide us through our life. And pain is a language that your body displays to you to let you know it needs your help. That's it. Yeah. That is all that pain is it saying, will you listen to me? I am struggling. And what do? We take a painkiller.
We're not listening.
We're not listening. So it gets worse. And that's why disease comes about, because that pain has been talking to you probably for decades. And it started off with just a little prod.
Yeah.
And it got louder and louder and louder to the point that you've had to create disease to hear it.
Wow. It's big. It's big.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's so huge. And when you can accept that, you know what, I did the best that I could with what I knew. I'm not to blame, and nobody is out. Everybody is doing the best that they can. And when you accept that and understand that the doctors didn't intentionally say, come this way and get addicted to painkillers.
Yeah.
Or go and have an operation. They honestly thought they were doing the best for you.
Yeah. And I agree. It's admitting that I did the best that I knew at the time. And it's a journey, and testing it out and trying out the things that might actually be helping you this time is crucial. I agree. Dawn, I love this. You will send us the link. I will put that into the show notes. And folks out there, take care of yourself. Listen to what your body is saying to you. Your body is so powerful and is constantly protecting you. And that container of yours that has been holding you till this day is your temple and should be nourished in every single way that you can do it. And you are the owner of that container. So take care of that. Dawn, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast. Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher.
And remember that you can always go to ronemagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.